Hey Divi Nation, welcome to a brand new Divi use case live stream. Today I'm going to be showing you how to display real-time cryptocurrency data on your website. And I'm going to be doing this on Divi's cryptocurrency layout pack. I'll be using a premium plugin called the Premium Cryptocurrency Widgets. And I'll also show you a great way to use the plugin shortcodes to add them to a Divi module and customize it to look really nice on your website. You can access this cryptocurrency layout pack free directly from the Divi builder. And go ahead and check out the video description for a link to the blog post that goes along with this use case, and also a link to the plugin I'll be using. And if you need a copy of Divi, go ahead and check out our product page as well. So without wasting any time, let's go ahead and jump right in. So the first thing you're going to need is your your Divi theme up and running. And this is the blog post that goes along with it. I've linked to it in the description. You will need to get your Divi theme, your cryptocurrency widgets plugin. And there's a link in the description, like I said earlier. And the cryptocurrency layout pack. So make sure you grab those and make sure you're ready to go. This is the premium plugin that I'll be using. And it is a great alternative to many of the free plugins that maybe do the same thing, but I found that this one really does a good job of working with Divi and also creating some really good looking real-time, quotes and data for your cryptocurrency coins, stuff like that. This is, it's packed. It's got like 10 different widgets included. So this is what we're going to be using. And let me just go ahead and jump on over to show you a little bit of a preview. And while I do that, let me just go ahead and jump over to the comments real quick. Make sure everybody can hear me okay. All right, hello everyone. All right, so we already have some suggestions for plugins, which is great. Always interested to hear what your guys' opinions are on this plugin if you've used it. And yes, and if there's any problems that you've had, we would love to know about them. I didn't really run into any problems when I was using it, but it seemed to work actually really well. But keep on posting comments. We should have someone in there to help you help answer any questions, and I would love to get to them when I can. All right. All right, I love this cryptocurrency layout pack. It looks really awesome. Let me go ahead and just go to a, this is not the right page. So as you can see, I've used the landing page of the cryptocurrency layout pack here. And what I've done is I've used the a card widget, which the plugin has, to add some of these real-time quote cards here to display different coins and their data. Also, I've added a little buy button here which also is real-time in the button text there, as you can see it updating. I don't know if you can see that, but this is what we're going to be building today. And as you can see, it works really well with the current layout. And if you have looked at this layout before, you'll notice at the bottom here, there's a spot for a table to display some of your coins here and their data. And I've actually put a live a quote table, to show those live updates here. So that's a few of the things that this plugin can do, and what I'm going to be walking you through today. So let's go ahead and jump in and get started. First thing I'm going to do is go to our WordPress dashboard. And if you haven't already, just go ahead and create a new page. And just call this coins or something like that. And then I'm going to go ahead and deploy the visual builder when that loads up. All right, looks like my screen share is not working on YouTube. Am I correct on that? All right, so let's see. All right, let's do that. All right, how are we coming in now? There we go. I appreciate the comment. All right, so sorry for that. Y'all were supposed to see some stuff. So here's my premium plugin, just a real quick review. And the preview here. So this is what we're going to be doing here. These are the cards with the quotes. These are all live updates. And each one of these quotes has another, what they have is a button widget, which allows you to link to external URLs. And that button text actually has a live little quote update as well, showing you the coin prices in the market and everything. So that's what we're going to be doing. Also the table here at the bottom as well. Right here. And this was originally an image on the layout. I decided to, make it a reality here, and I added the table to show all of your coins, and you can actually select the table headers that you want to display and all that. So we'll get into that. Sorry again for the screen share hiccup. All right, let's get back to our WordPress dashboard, and I've added a new page, and I'm going to go ahead and add our cryptocurrency layout pack really quickly. All right, so we'll scroll down. All right, so our layout is loaded on the page, and here is where we're going to be adding our widgets. And they're called widgets, but they're deployed on your site using a shortcode. And I'm about to show you how easy it is to create these shortcodes. And one of the good things about using shortcodes in Divi is that a lot of times that shortcode will, deploy certain content like text and HTML. So, and we can target some of those things using the, styling options of our module. So you can kind of, if a plugin, for instance, has an H2, if the shortcode deploys an H2, you can target that with your module settings. So that's one of the benefits of shortcodes. I know a lot of you don't like using shortcodes, but it does sometimes work to our benefit when using shortcodes in Divi. So, and I'll show you a few of those tips along the way. Now that we have our template loaded, and this is our section we're going to be adding our shortcodes, now we need to go to our plugin settings to check out how to deploy these shortcodes. So I'm going to go to my dashboard, and if you've installed the plugin, you'll have a menu item over here called Cryptocurrency Widgets. Now, all of these, the settings here, They have an inline widget, a button widget, a card widget, a spark widget, which I'll show you an example of these in a second, a leaderboard widget, a table quotes widget, and a table trades widget, which is a little different. And then the portfolio widget and a comparison kind of table widget. And then there's a ticker which scrolls across your screen with those live updates as well. Let me go ahead and grab or show you my blog post here. And on the blog post, you can see I've kind of displayed for you all of in a screenshot here, all of the different examples. Like for instance, this one would be your inline widget, which you can add inline of your text, the card widget, which is the one we'll be using, and then the button widget, which is also one we'll be using. And all of these can be customized and deployed using a shortcode. There's your Spark widget, which kind of shows you a little upticks and downticks on the specific coin. And a leaderboard widget, which is useful for headers. You can put it at the top of your page. If you have a coin page that you wanted to create specifically to feature one coin, things like that. The leaderboard widget just has some more custom settings. And what's also great, once I go back into my dashboard here, let me go to let's go to the inline settings. So each one kind of has some similar settings. They all have an option for you to choose the coin you want to display. It's Bitcoin by default. And the currency that you want to base it off of, and then the template. Here's where you can choose a number of different templates they have for each of your widgets, which can be helpful for styling it to match your layout pretty quickly. It's not going to do everything for you if you really need some serious customizations, but it will allow you to get you set up on the right foot. All right, so this is your inline widget, which shows you a preview. So each one of these, when I click on one of these settings of the widget, it'll automatically show you a preview, which is really helpful. So if I change the settings here to a basic 2 template, you can see that it changes it a little bit of how it's going to be displayed inline. I really like that feature. That way I know what I'm getting without having to go to the website and paste in the widget shortcode to see what we're working with. And once you customize your settings, the shortcode will automatically be ready for you down here, deployed, and all you need to do is copy it and enter it into your module. So that's the basics of how each of these widgets work. So that's the inline widget. Click down here, show you the button widget has similar settings. The only difference here is you have a option to put the URL to where you want that button to link to. We'll get to that in a moment. And then the button text actually has these variables which you can include in here. And those variables are really cool because they, of course, update in real time. So if I wanted to add a symbol in there or a price, it will know what what coin I've chosen up here, and it will update it in your text. All right. So any questions we have so far? Uncle Social made a good point that the upticks and downticks for price changes. No, it's mainly only downticks this year. Unfortunately, yes. Okay. All right, so I'm going to go to my next one, which is card. And this is the one that we're going to be using for our landing page layout for the 3 cards that are featured here as an example. So what you're seeing right up there is an actual card widget with a button widget right underneath. All right. So I will choose the currency Bitcoin for this first one. And then I will choose I'll keep the US dollar there for my currency. And then I will use the template color. Let's choose color background. And the reason why I chose color background here is because this will put the text here in a white text, which is what I want for the current layout. That way it will avoid me having to add any custom CSS later on to change that. And then I will choose navy. Navy actually blends almost perfectly with the layout. As you can see, it's already dark and will almost match that dark navy background of our layout there. And once that's done, I'm just going to keep the flash. This flash when coin prices changes option, this will, I don't know if you can see it here, but it just kind of, when it goes down, that number, the price there changes or flashes red or green. And so I like that. I'm just going to keep it. And there's my shortcode I'm going to add. So I just want to copy it to my clipboard and then go back to my layout. All right, so I'm going to edit my module here, which is actually a blurb module. And I'm just going to replace this text here with the shortcode. Now, while that's working, I'm going to go to my design settings, and I want to get rid of the padding around there because I want that, that widget to sit flush against my borders there. So what I can do is go to my spacing, and I'm just going to right-click on the custom padding option. I'm just going to click Reset Custom Padding. And there you can see my shortcode has shown up there. And before I go to my further designs, I'm going to go back and I'm just going to take out my image. I don't need that image anymore. And I'm going to take out my title text as well. That way it has a nice clean look there. All right, so I can already tell that my custom CSS that I've added has kicked in here. So I'm actually going to pause because I want you to see how it looks or how it should look at this point. I'm going to go to my theme customizer. And I'm going to disable this custom CSS. And I'm going to get to, how or what that does a little bit later. It's not much, but it does put a final touch on it that I like a lot. So, all right, I'm going to save that. Make sure this is published. So what I've just done is I've just, I've taken out some custom CSS that I added when building it. I forgot to take it out before I started the live stream here. All right, and it should update it once I refresh the page. All right, go back into my first blurb module settings there. And when you're working with shortcodes, sometimes there's a delay in when it shows up in the visual builder, so Don't worry, it will pop up there shortly. Let's see. You can actually further customize that text within the widget you can't customize everything. Like for instance, I think one of the things you can change is the body font. So if I go to my body text there, I could change that to match my layout as well. I'm going to leave my default fonts for now. And you can also change the line height for the text display. It's taken a while to load, but there it is. So you can see that it has a navy blue background, and that added space, I believe, won't show up on the live site, but you get the idea. It's a close match, but it's not perfect, that background there. So, and as a little bonus, you can just add some CSS there to just take that out. All right, so that's my first one, and I'm going to add 2 more coin cards there. But before I do that, I just want to welcome anyone who is just joining us. Welcome to this Divi use case live stream. And today I'm showing you how to display real-time cryptocurrency data on your website. And I'll be using the Premium Cryptocurrency Widgets plugin. And I'll be doing this on our cryptocurrency layout pack. It's one of Divi's free layout packs accessible from the Divi Builder. And go ahead and check out the video description for a link to some useful things like the plugin I'm using, a link to the blog post. And also, if you need a copy of Divi, there's a link to our product page. All right, so let's get back to it. The next card needs to be added there. So let's go ahead and go back to my widgets in the back end here. And let's go ahead and add another one. You can just do a search. Let's see, Ethereum Classic. Actually, you can search by the abbreviation. So let's do that. Oops, that one. That one's good. All right. And then I want to keep US dollar. I want to keep my color background there, and navy. I want to keep all that the same. And then I want to grab my shortcode. Go back to my landing page. And instead of going through that whole process again, let me go ahead and just copy this module over here. Excuse me. That way we can get a jump start on the design. And paste it over there as well. And then I'm going to jump into my settings for the second module there. And what you can see in the shortcode, I don't know if you can see it, but if you don't want to go back and forth going and updating the settings, you can actually just, if you know the abbreviation for your coin there, you can just add it in there to update the shortcode, or you can just paste the whole thing in again. All right, once that's done, I'm going to save it. I'm going to add our next one here. And just go back to my card widget settings, and let's add a Litecoin. And as you can see, there are tons of options and coins available. I don't remember the exact number. I think it's around 2,000 different ones. Let's see. All right, so we have that one. Settings all the same. Let's go ahead and copy it into our third blurb there. and save the settings. So there they are. Go ahead and save your page, and let's just preview it really quickly. And there you go. So really quickly, you have some, real-time cryptocurrency data for these coins that you can feature on your landing page. But we want to take it a little step further there. We're going to add some buy buttons down there, similar to maybe what you would see on Coinbase or something like that. So to do that, we're going to go back to our plugin settings. And I'm going to go down to the button widget. And so for the first one, we want Bitcoin there, and let's go ahead and change our, or keep our US dollar, and then change our template from a link, which is really simplified, and let's change it to basic. And you can see the preview down there. And then for my color scheme, I'm just going to change it to navy. Then I'm going to grab my shortcode, go to my layout, and let's go ahead and add a text module underneath the blurb module there. And the reason that I like to use text modules when using shortcodes as opposed to like a code module or anything like that is because it does have in the design settings, if you have for heading text, if your shortcode is deploying H2s or H3s, you can sometimes target those with the text module by customizing an H2 or an H3 within, and so that's one of the main reasons I like to use the text module, because it sometimes allows you to target things within the shortcode content. And so that's how you add a button. And if I want to, just to go ahead and align my text, just do text orientation center. That will center the button there. And for the sake of time, I'm just going to copy this over to the other columns there. One thing I do want to mention though before I move on to the next step here is that you can target the button text settings, the button shortcode design by going into your text module there and going and updating the font if you want. Right now, I think my default is set to Source Sans Pro, which is the matching one for the layout, but yeah, I can change that. Actually, it wasn't. So that'll change the button text font as well within the shortcode. So that's a nice tip for you if you're looking to an easy way to change your font for the button. Maybe if you want it all caps there, you can do that as well. And if you want that text color to match maybe that brighter purple that's in that border there, you can actually change your line or link text background. And because that button text in there is actually a link, which means it has an A href tag there. Go to my link tab, and then you can change the color of your link. And I'm just going to match it with that purple. You can see the actual button text has changed. And I can right click and copy module styles and then paste it to each one of these. All right. All right, so that's the quick and easy way to get them up and running, looking at least close enough to our layout. But maybe you don't like the white buttons, or maybe you want to include those buttons inside the card there, and there are ways you can do that. For example, I could take this button code and just add it to my, let's see, instead of putting the button code underneath this blurb module, I can take that shortcode and then add it within my blurb module, just right under the shortcode displaying my card there. And so if I do that, you can see that the button will be included inside the card. All right. Let's go ahead and delete that one just so you can see the result. Now, when I do that, and there was a reason why I didn't initially do that, is because once I did that, now my button has revealed some background color of this blurb module that doesn't match the background of my card widget there, which is the navy that was set in the plugin. And so this is where some custom CSS comes in, where if for example, right now I have a button text color which is set to purple, and then I have a card background which is set to this navy color. But you can target that with some custom CSS, and that's why I included that there. And you can get this from the blog post as well. And this is it's actually really easy to target those specific elements of your shortcode. And this one at the top here, I know it's small on the screen there. It's hard for you guys to see it. Let's see if I can just blow up my screen for a little bit. There you go. And so right here it says, this is just the class. And basically what I'm doing is I'm targeting that navy class that assigns that navy color to all the elements within the plugin. And basically I'm getting rid of it by setting the background color to transparent and including that important right after it, so it overrides all the CSS from the plugin there. And so that's what I'm doing with the background, and also of the card there, just so we're clear. If I go back, it's this background of the card, which is currently navy. I want it to be transparent so we can see the background of the module. And then the second line there is just targeting the button, which has the navy color. And basically I'm changing that text color to white, and I'm giving it the background, a custom background purple color that matches the the layout. And so if I publish this, go back here, and let's refresh the page. All right. All right, so there we go. So it looks like my custom CSS has worked for my background there. And let's go ahead and look on the live site. Okay, so we need some spacing around there, but overall we're pretty close. The CSS didn't recognize the button, and I know why, and it's because I didn't change my color to navy. So let me go back to my settings here, and if I go to my button, let me shrink my screen up a little bit. So in my settings, I have it set to basic, which puts no background color. So I need to set it to color, and then set this to navy. This will give me the shortcode I needed. And once you have the template color and then a navy background, then you can use that little CSS snippet to target it and change it to match your layout. So I'm just going to update that shortcode with the new settings. All right. And then let's see what it looks like on the live site while we wait. All right, and so there you go. Now you can see the button now has a custom background color, which we targeted in our custom CSS right here. Just need to make sure you have those settings correct for your shortcode. Now you can just go into your blur module and just increase the padding a little bit to clean it up however you want. All right, so pause for a moment before we tidy things up here. If you're just joining us, this is today's Divi use case live stream, and today I'm showing you how to display real-time cryptocurrency data on your website. I'm using the Premium Cryptocurrency Widgets plugin, and you can access the plugin a link to the plugin in the video description, also a link to the blog post as well. And let's go ahead and check out some questions. I know I've been ignoring you guys a little bit. Sorry about that. So let's see, we have a discussion here. I think this is a recommended plugin. Let's see. DopeXP says, I think in response to, I'm not sure, says depends on the altcoin you display. Uncle Social, I normally embed newer coins. Okay, so y'all are having a discussion on your own. Any questions maybe I can address? Let's see. Okay, DopeXP, I wonder how well this will integrate with Divi. Overlays to make the Divi site seem more like a web app. Great idea, I'm not sure. Let's see this. All right, very good. So let's check out Facebook really quickly. We have any questions in here? Let's see. Irfan, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right. Mark needs a link to the blog post. It should be in the video description. Let me double check on that. Yeah, check out the video description if you would. All right. And you're welcome, Carl. I'm glad this was helpful for you. Okay. Let's get back to it. So basically you have your card widget here with a buy button. And just before I leave this example, I do want to mention the whole buy button option here. Just as a reminder, if I go to my plugin settings for the button, I think by default the plugin will include this changely.com URL, which will take you to the Changely site to, I guess, go through the process of purchasing and doing those things on their website, which is an option for you. Also, if you wanted to handle that in-house on your own website, I'm sure it would be easy to add a URL to whatever page or a coin page, if you would, for displaying the buy information on there. So you can also change this to open up in a new window. Always a good idea if going to an external site. Okay, so there's one more thing I wanted to show you before we go, and that is how to create a quote table. So one of the widgets that we have here is called table quotes. So I'm going to go there. And here the options are a little different because we can select multiple cryptocurrencies, which is needed because we're going to display multiple ones here in our table. And so once those are selected, I'm just going to keep them for the default there, but you can start typing to add other ones as well, and it'll pop up and you can scroll through, select whatever coin you need. And I need a refresh because I deleted them. All right, here we go. So I have my whatever coins I want to display up here, and then my US dollar currency. For my color scheme, let's see, let's go with basic and default. Let's just keep it all default. If you want to try some other ones here, you can see there's a color text option, which you can just go ahead and change however you want to whatever color. Also change the hover color, which is nice. This would work well on a light background layout. Ours is a dark one, so we want to keep things basic and white so we can see it better. And then these fields. So you can choose some custom fields, which is a really nice option. As you can see, there is no volume option. So if I wanted to choose volume 24-hour, I could select that and it will add it to your table there. And of course it will show those real-time updates for the total volume of the coin and things like that. All right, and there are other ones. Just go ahead and start typing the ones you want. We have percent change, price. One thing that you can add, and I do want to point out, let's say you wanted to add or replace the coin abbreviation here and the name of the coin with an actual link to your own custom coin page. Well, you can do that here, and I believe it's called, so if I just type in link right there, you can see I can add a coin link or a name link. You can see them displayed over here. Well, now this will create a clickable link for the name, which is useful for linking to a coin page. So I'm gonna leave that there just so you can see the functionality. And I'm just gonna grab the shortcode, go to my layout. I'm gonna scroll down to right here where we have our mock image of a table. Oops, I need to deploy the visual builder there. Scroll down. And now I'm just going to erase this one. Add a text module. And then paste the shortcode. And there you go. Obviously, you will want to maybe cut down on some of the items in your table if you want. And some of you, and one of the things I was really concerned about is how the plugin handled tables on mobile devices. And surprisingly, it does a really good job. So let me just go ahead and give a little preview here. All right, let's go. I'm actually not sure it's going to display since it's a shortcode on the visual builder. So let's go ahead and save it out. Apologize. And then preview it on the live site. Because right in the visual builder, it doesn't look like it works, but it does. So there you go. And I'm actually just going to use a developer tool here. To show you how it's going to look on mobile. And let me just shrink that down. And so you can see how it stacks up the tables pretty nicely on mobile. There's your first coin and all its data, second coin, all its data. And so it is responsive if you were wondering. All right, so one last word on these button links, and you can actually control how the functionality of these links work. And the way that is done is going to your plugin settings. If I go to Cryptocurrency Widgets and under there I go to the settings, you can see here that it has the option of applying a coin URL or link mask. And what this does is allows you to set a base URL for where you're going to be hosting your own coin pages. This name here is going to basically be inherited from whatever the name of your coin is. So if you wanted to create a page for your Bitcoin, you will make sure that your site URL to that page, your permalink for that page, includes this prefix that you set here. Right now it's set to coins, and then the name will automatically be added. So if I click, I hope that makes sense. If I click on this, let me go to my live site. And if I click on the Bitcoin link, all right, let's see. Let me double check my settings really quickly, sorry. All right, yeah, so if I click on my Bitcoin link, it will go to this URL for Bitcoin, which is, and I just created, for fun, created a Bitcoin page with some of these widgets for an option there. This is a comparison widget that I put on here. As you can see, it looks really nicely with the layout. Just for an example. And this here is actually the leaderboard widget, which I've centered the text and all that. So that's just some example of what's possible with these widgets. I hope that was helpful, and let me go ahead and check out, see if these questions are being answered or if I can help. Let's see. Right, so yes, DopeXP says, so does this integrate with other modules like the sliders, etc., inside of Divi? I believe it will go with any module, and just the way the nature of shortcodes works, it's just going to insert that HTML or content as you would normally in a WYSIWYG editor. So it should work on those modules. I can't promise that the custom settings within the modules will be the same across all modules, obviously. So you may not be able to target the design of the shortcode output as well, but you can definitely use those shortcodes across multiple modules within Divi. And yes, this is a powerful, plugin in that it offers a whole lot of options and a whole lot of ways to display your cryptocurrency data. So all right, any last questions before I go? Let me go ahead and check Facebook really quickly. All right. So a live demo link. Unfortunately, I don't have a live demo link. Feel free to go to the plugin page for those. I think they have one for you. Let me go and see if I can find it. Yeah, so if I go to this plugin page, crypto price widget, premium cryptocurrency widgets, WordPress plugin, and I've linked this in the video description. You can go to their live preview, which will show you some examples of the widgets themselves. If you scroll down here, as you can see, there's over 2,000 cryptocurrencies with this plugin. And if I scroll down, you can see you can actually change the settings here and it'll update the preview so you can see how each one of these shortcodes will be displayed. Thanks for that question. I meant to mention that earlier. All right. All right, I think that about does it. Let's go ahead and wrap things up here. That's all I got for you this week, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. I do want to make sure and remind you to subscribe to our blog newsletter, our YouTube channel, and like us on Facebook. And go ahead and keep an eye out for our next free Divi layout pack, which will be released on Friday. And we'll be back here on Tuesday for another Divi use case live stream. So looking forward to that. And if you are wanting to share your own knowledge and skills and expertise on our Elegant Themes blog, you can and do have an opportunity to do that. Go ahead and check the video description for more information on how you can contribute your own unique content on our blog. So thanks again, guys. I look forward to seeing you in our next video.